Hi, I'm Madeleine Alder, and today I'm talking about marginal benefit and consumer surplus. Let's start by talking about marginal benefit. But that sounds complex. Instead, let's talk about ice cream. Let's say it's a hot, sunny day outside, and after spending all day in the sun, all I want is a nice ice cream cone. This ice cream cone has immense value to me. I'd pay almost anything for it. For a number, let's say I'd pay $6 for this cone, regardless of the actual price. This ice cream cone brings me immense satisfaction, so it has a high value to me. It brings me $6 worth of satisfaction. Now, let's say I decide to have another ice cream cone. This time, I'm less hungry than the first, and this ice cream cone brings me less satisfaction. I'm not hungry, and it loses some of the appeal. This time, I'd pay only $5 for this ice cream cone. Now, let's say I have another ice cream cone. After eating 2 cones, I'm really not very hungry anymore, and this cone brings me even less satisfaction than the first 2. And this is reflected by a lower price. I would only pay $4. That's as high as I'm willing to go. Now, let's say I decide to have one last ice cream cone. After eating 3 cones, I'm really not hungry anymore, and this ice cream cone brings me hardly any satisfaction. It's not worth very much to me. I would pay only $3. And you can see that the satisfaction each ice cream cone brings me has decreased a lot. But what does this have to do with marginal benefit? Well, marginal benefit is the satisfaction a person gets from consuming one additional good or service. In the ice cream example, as my consumption increased, my satisfaction decreased. This shows the law of diminishing marginal utility, which says as you increase consumption of a product, your marginal utility decreases, and marginal utility is the satisfaction you get from each additional product. Now let's talk about consumer surplus, which is the difference between what I'm willing to pay for something, what I actually have to pay for it. In the ice cream cone example, let's say the ice cream cone actually cost only $3, but at the beginning I was willing to pay $6. So we take what I was willing to pay and subtract what I actually paid and get my consumer surplus. If we look at each example, you can see that as with each ice cream cone I bought, my consumer surplus decreased as the price I was willing to pay decreased. It went all the way down to 0. And when my consumer surplus is 0, it means I have no preference between eating an ice cream cone or not. When my consumer surplus is positive, it means I will continue to buy the product. On a graph, my consumer surplus is shown in the area above the actual price of the ice cream cone, in this case $3, and the price I am willing to pay. The total consumer surplus comes when you add up all the area in the shaded region above the price and below the price you are willing to pay. In review, consumer surplus is the difference between what I am willing to pay for something, what I actually have to pay for it, and marginal benefit is the satisfaction I get from consuming one additional good or service. That's all. Thanks for watching.